raised people would be able to give care. We are moving now to Asia. So we will have Professor Yong from the Catholic University of Korea, from the WHO Collaborative Center for Training in Hospice and Palliative Care. She will give the next presentation. She was also part of the Palliative Life Working Group who was preparing the recommendations that you have in your folder. She will talk about palliative care development in Asia, looking at how we can raise professional awareness through spirituality.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here for the first International Congress. Today, I would like to share my vision of developing hospice and palliative care in the Asia Pacific by raising professional awareness through spirituality-based training. First, I will present the current situation of the Asia Pacific based on recent survey that our WHO Collaborating Center conducted. I will then make a suggestion for the future. Let us begin with the first part of my presentation. Healthcare professionals' awareness and cancer patients' needs in the Asia Pacific. According to the 2015 Quality of Death Index published by the Economist Intelligence Unit, the level of hospice and palliative care development is very low in most regions of the Asia Pacific. One of the reasons for the slow development is the lack of knowledge and awareness. This is why our WHCC has been delivering training programs as the only WHCC for palliative care in the Western Pacific region. To develop training programs according to the specific needs of participating countries, our WHCC conducted surveys in South Korea, Mongolia, Vietnam, and Solomon Islands to identify healthcare professionals' awareness and cancer patients' needs related to hospice and palliative care. As you can see on the map, the four selected countries vary greatly in terms of quality of death and GDP. The survey was conducted in 1 or 2 general hospitals in each country's capital city. A total of 195 healthcare professionals and 142 cancer patients participated in the survey. Among healthcare professionals, the average score for 4-point Likert scale question, asking whether they know about hospice and palliative care, was medium at 2.56. This cancer patient average score to the same question was 1.78, which is very low. When asked they wish to use hospice and palliative care, 89% of healthcare professionals and 58% of patients said yes. The most common reason for professionals who said no was lack of service. For patients, it was lack of knowledge. Among professionals, 56% had received hospice and palliative care training, but the average length of training was only 11 hours. On a 4-point Likert scale question about their competence in various areas of hospice and palliative care, the professionals on average scored 2.12. Cancer patient average score on another 5-point Likert question about their overall hospice and palliative care needs was quite high, at 3.42. These needs included physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs. The needs were higher in countries with low level of economic development. This means that professionals in the Asia Pacific need to be trained to address the complex needs of a patient, despite low level of support and lack of resources. In most countries in Asia Pacific, where resources are scarce, a top-down development of law and policies require much time and effort to materialize. By contrast, bottom-up development through training and education can bring immediate result with fewer resources. It can also lead to top-down development. This was demonstrated by a training program co-organized by Flinders University and the APHN. From 2006 to 2012, many Asian professionals from low resources settings received the training and became pioneers to lead policy developments in their countries. Training programs of our WHCC has shown similar outcomes. Like this, development through professional training can contribute greatly to bottom-up and top-down development in hospice and palliative care. Training is important for developed countries as well as developing countries. In countries like Japan, Korea, and Singapore, healthcare systems are becoming more biomedical and task-oriented. So they often overlook the dimensions of the human person. In such reasons, there is an urgent need for the holistic training to foster professional awareness and competence to address the patient holistic needs. Then, what constitutes a holistic training? I believe that spirituality-based training programs can provide an answer. Research shows that many patients desire to have their spiritual needs addressed, and professionals recognize the importance of spiritual care. However, patients are not receiving adequate spiritual care, while professionals feel unprepared to provide holistic care. Professionals are also experiencing various crises and need interventions to improve their well-being. To summarize, evidence indicates that there is a great need for spiritual interventions that enhance the well-being of professionals as well as patients. To address this need, I have been working in an interdisciplinary team to develop what is called the Holy Name Meditation Program. The key component of this program consists in choosing a word or phrase that one finds meaningful and silently reciting it. The silent repetition calms down the mind and the heart, helps to focus one's attention to the present moment, and fosters empathy and compassion. It is an on-the-job meditation that professionals can practice anytime, at anywhere, and regardless of their religious and cultural backgrounds. It has been demonstrated in a published study that a five-week holy name meditation program has positive effects on the psychosocial and spiritual well-being of middle-managed nurses. In a follow-up study, 8 sessions of the program enhanced the nurse's quality of life over a period of 6 months. These are the outcomes. An 8-week holy name meditation program for young clinical nurses with 3 to 5 years old experience also showed positive effects on their psychosocial health and spirituality. The nurses who participated in the Holy Name meditation program also take part in our annual spiritual care leadership workshop. This workshop has helped them to grow into spiritual care leaders in their workplace. Cancer patients who took part in a 5-week Holy Name meditation program also showed enhanced spiritual well-being and reduced anxiety and depression. These results will be published this August on the Journal of Hospice&Palliative Nursing. A spirituality-based training program for undergraduate nursing students also showed positive effects. These results are being prepared for publication. This is a photo from the program for nursing students. There are three main categories of delivering spiritual care: therapeutic communication technique, therapy, and self-care. Holy Name meditation is a type of self-care that promotes the well-being of professionals. But at the same time, meditation can foster therapeutic communication technique like a compassionate presence by enhancing professional awareness and fostering compassion. Also, patients can practice the meditation themselves as a therapeutic spiritual practice. In the Asia Pacific, where resources are scarce, training professionals to engage in meditative self-care can be an effective solution to improve the well-being of patients and professionals. This is especially why I have been stressing the importance of compassion. Many healthcare professionals tend to say that they do not have enough time or knowledge to provide spiritual care. In reality, however, spiritual care is being consciously in present moment with another or others. By training professionals to engage in effective self-care, we can guide them to become aware of this reality and prevent compassion fatigue and burnout. Raising professional awareness through spirituality transforms professionals into healing presence, which is a simple yet very powerful spiritual care. These are the words of a participant from the training program provided by Flinders University and the APHN. It is possible to train compassionate professionals even in the absence of law, police, facility, workforce, and medication. Training professionals to have a compassionate heart for the suffering patient will awaken their passion within, turning them into advocates for hospice and palliative care development. Training plants a seed within the heart of the professionals. Through their efforts, these seeds will grow into large trees with bear much fruit. Therefore, I suggest the development and dissemination of spirituality-based training to develop professional awareness and encourage holistic self-care practice as a way to develop hospice and palliative care in the Asia Pacific. At this time, I would like to briefly introduce you to our recent training program. Last December, our WHCC traveled to Togo, Lomé, to train 20 professionals from 5 Francophone countries in West Africa. We could not change their reality that lacked policies, facility, workforce, and medication, but we could transform their hearts. After the 2-week training, participants returned to their workplace with compassion-filled hearts and resolved to work as pioneers of hospice and palliative care. We have planted the seed for the future development of hospice and palliative care in their hearts. Our WHCC will continue to deliver spirituality-based holistic hospice and palliative care training programs in the Asia Pacific, hoping that our efforts will shed light in the world. I will finish my presentation with a video clip of our training in Togo. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much.